Thanks, Steve. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What a fabulous Friday afternoon we have in prospect because, hey, the bank holiday weekend has started early here at the Crucible as two of the very best in the sport go toe-to-toe for a place in Sunday's Betfred World Championship Final. Please welcome a player who dared to dream of the one-table setup in this, his 20th year as a pro. Since winning his first ranking title down under in 2011, he has become one of the sport's finest. What a win over Ronnie O'Sullivan in the quarterfinals, and here he is, hoping to go one better. What a fabulous fortnight it's turning out to be for Stuart Ball Run Bingham. And his opponent, the most exciting player of his generation. He's already made 4 major finals this season with 2 big titles. He was absolutely brilliant against Ding in the quarters. He is clearly in the form of his life, aiming for a second World Championship final. He is the pride of Bristol. He is the ace in the pack. Here's Judd Trump.
Thank you. The 9th frame.
Thank you, Jason.
Stuart Bingham to break.
Very good afternoon, everybody. And what a cracking session this could prove to be. And what an important session. Certainly for the man who became favourite, Judd Trump. Sean Murphy's a firm favourite now with the way he's playing in his semi-final, so it's going to be fascinating, Willie, to see how Judd handles this session.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Stuart Bingham definitely scored better than Judd in the opening session, hence the scoreline of 5-3. Judd, as you rightly said, missed a few long balls. You noticed something. I didn't do the session, you did, and you noticed a little bit of movement in his long game. I just wonder whether he's going to keep pretty still during this session. I mean, as you rightly said at the top of the show, you have to have at least one bad session. That could have been Judd's. A little bit low with the safety success, both players, Dennis.
Yeah, I mean, they're both attacking players. We know we're going to see, I would think, plenty of big breaks. No century, you know, the highest from Stuart, as you see, 89, and just 75 from Judd, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have 1 or 2 centuries in this session. That white's close. That's very close. No, he's okay. Judd, the more experienced at this stage, certainly. He's been there before. that centre red right over the pocket, so it's the first chance for Stuart Bingham, if he can get through to it, that is. Just maybe enough room. Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? He might have to play this with a touch of left-hand side. And if he pots this, he might even cannon that red he was aiming at there. What a start that would be. That's what he's looked at there. How unlucky was that? Just a little bit too much side. When he potted the red, it looked as if he was going to get the shot that he attempted, but the side, he needed the side to get round that red to make the potting angle. Bit unlucky that.
He can just, I think, see the edge of the black, but he'd ideally like to play the green to leave the white on the top baulk cushion. A little bit of swerve. Oh, this may be enough.
Foul. Stuart Bingham
Couldn't do a lot about
Judd
that. He was
Trump
obviously
4.
trying to hit the green 4 ball to leave it on the cushion. These two players have played each other on numerous occasions. Judd's winning 4-3 in matches, but the last one was a 6-2 win for Stuart. No match has ever been close in this. I'm just looking at the matches they've played, and nothing's gone to the final frame in the 7 matches they've played. Whoever's won's won convincingly.
Well, he kept absolutely dead still on that shot. Have a look at his head. Look at that. Yesterday, he was just sort of moving forward on the shot. Not all the time, but there was just a few pots it cost him.
5.
Now, if he's dead straight on this red, and he leaves the white where the red is, he can get to the black. And he is dead straight. I mean, the pink's available, the blue's available. So he's come back for the pink.
6.
I mean, if he can get on that red that's to the right of the black, that would be much better. I think he's let it go too far. He has. Didn't get into that as he intended, and
12.
That's a mistake early on. That was a very good chance for Judd. I mean, these cloths are very, very fast.
So Stuart will be pretty
Trump
pleased
12.
he's got back to the table with only deficit of 15 points. Stuart was so excited, wasn't having beaten Ronnie O'Sullivan to get to the one-table situation. He's been trying for 16 years to get to that stage, and I think that the key thing is now a proven match winner and a proven tournament winner. This last 4 or 5 years, he's played some of the best stuff there is. Both players excellent break builders, and not a too bad a safety shot that either.
Yeah, Stuart's had all his wins the other side of the world. He won the Australian Masters 2011, Shanghai Masters 2014. That's the 2 major ranking events, and the 4 minor ranking events, all won in Asia as well.
Well, that shot's gone astray. Judd's safety play has improved, and we've noticed that this tournament, but obviously kissing the blue, the red coming back over the right-hand side. Easy opening red, but not guaranteed to get nicely on a colour.
Now watch the cue action of Stuart Bingham here. Well, he can't screw this back because the green is in the way. He might have a slight angle on the red, but that means he can run it through, but he has unbelievable cue power, Stuart. Yeah, he had the angle there.
1.
Mentioned the red to the right of the black, and that's going to be the key ball, and that this frame's not going to be won till one person gets on that red nicely. Won't be done this time because brown or yellow or even the blue, he can't get onto that red. You were just talking about his cue power, Dennis. If he decides to play the yellow, he'll need all of his cue power now.
Bramble.
Well, this looks good. It would have been good had he finished straight on this red, but nothing goes there but the one that's nearest the cue ball. If he had been straight on that, he can still possibly take it, but it doesn't look very inviting, that one.
Can he not get the kiss on the red to the left of the black, Dennis, if he plays it plain ball?
That's possible. I don't know where that angle's on. He hasn't even thought about it, but I know what you're saying there, Willie. In fact, I'll put up the shot that you're suggesting.
Yeah, Dennis, he just put the line up for me there, and that's the line we're talking about. He's had one look at it, I think, Dennis. Tight, must be tight. He must be kissing the red below the pyramid there. He's not playing
it. Stuart Bingham 5.
Bit of an awkward opening frame here with, well, all the colours bar the black up past the balk line. That's unusual. It's not a bad return there. Well, there's a big snooker fan, and what a gentleman he is. Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden, the drummer, loves his snooker. Good friend of Ken Doherty's, but he's a fascinating man to talk to. Was up in the players' room there.
Just a bit of fluke there from Jill. But no prizes for what's going to come next. Yes, Ken was telling us, Dennis, when he had his table shipped over, didn't he? A star table, and had the fitter from Ireland come over to put the table in his house.
Trump 1.
And there's an interesting spectator, Didi Hamann, Man City, Liverpool, German player. Does a bit with the radio now. Nice to see you here, Didi. Do you think Leicester will avoid relegation?
That's where I thought he was going to head for. Can he land on that red? Well, it's skid off a little bit, so it's going to be tough to judge this.
Judge Trump 4. Right. Okay. Judd.
Now let's see. See how close he's got to get to the blue, and he's got to get it with a little bit of left-hand side. But it is a good escape route, but I don't know if it's going to skid off the cushion. Let's have a look at this time. That's pretty good.
Yes, very good. And with the black being out of play, there's no problem leaving this red along the cushion because, as Dennis mentioned, all the other colours apart from the black are in the baulk area, so there's no value in potting this. So he may just pot the red and then play a safety shot. Or is he playing a deep screw? Goodness me.
Well, he hasn't played many
Stuart Bingham 4.
reckless shots, but I know he's got an unbelievable lot of cue power, but I think that was the wrong choice there. I mean, how is he going to get a position out of this? I mean, that's okay when you've got the frame won.
Not a great chance. Now, ideally, he'd like to get the pink back in play very, very quickly because the black's out of commission. Maybe I'd get on the pink if he hits this nicely. Not what the doctor ordered.
And that kiss has made it very awkward because the red over the right corner, he's got to hide that. The blue's a possible pot, but because he's so close to the cushion, it's very difficult. Now, can he hide the white?
Yellow ball.
This is one of those, even if he doesn't hide the white, he'll need some cue power to get back into the area where these colours are. Should he leave the red on?
Stuart Bingham
He did the
1.
one on the right hand side, hasn't hit the one on the left.
Yeah, and Judd's got to take this on, you would feel. It's a must get, though. And that is what I call now, Willie, a JT special.
A wonderful pot, wasn't it? I mean, I've got to be perfectly honest. Where the ball was laid, I'd have rather left the red that's over the pocket for Judd rather than that one, because it forced him into playing that one. It would have been really tough from the one over the pocket to get onto a colour, but that was a brilliant shot. Well, this doesn't look so good. Is it going to pull up in time? Yeah, the top red pots.
6.
There's a slight chance when he plays this red, he'll screw into the two reds that are just to the left of that pyramid, and they could free the black, because he'll be screwing back for blue or baulk colour, and those two reds could free the black. Bit harder, you see, would have freed the black.
7. Blue ball.
Well, at least it's got the blue
12.
on its own spot. Black still tied up and all the other colours off their spots. Well, we talk about his cue power. Can he do it with the rest? Look at that. Oh, he's going to land right on the blue.
13.
That's a bit unlucky. But like a lot of left-handers, when he uses the rest, he uses his right hand. Worst possible kiss there.
Glance at the scoreboard. Surely he's not thinking of cutting the pink in, is he? I think he can still pot the blue into the corner. The only thing is it's kind of a blind pocket because you're not looking at the pocket when you're playing this shot. There's an alternative. Well, is he thinking of cutting the green in? That's a little bit dangerous. This is one of those you'd miss it 2 out of 10.
Well, there's an easy little shot. If he just lay on the blue, he would leave it awkward striking for all the reds. That would make it really awkward. But he's gone for the cut. Leads the white to pull up. He's in an attacking mood this afternoon, and there's nothing wrong with that.
16.
That was quite a thin snick needed there, and now a chance to see if he can cue this one nicely. Keep still on the shot.
$17.
And haven't we got some potters in the semi-final? Those who witnessed the morning session with Sean Murphy would have not witnessed many potting sessions like that, but this young man could do the same.
See, I love that shot there. I mean, top spin and all the way around the angles. Needs to pull up, though. It seems to have picked up pace.
22.
I thought he was going to be absolutely spot on, because those two reds together, it must be tight as to whether he can pot the right hand one as we look at it. And he's not quite sure if he can pot that.
And I'm not too sure whether he can get up for blue or bought colour off the red as well, because he's going to be hitting the second red very thick. Doesn't look like he's taking the pot on, does it? No, just playing a safety.
Judd Trump, 22.
And both players were having a look to see if he could get through the gap to get back down the table off this red, and I think he can. Bit unlucky to leave that gap. That's a good return.
As you rightly say, Judd played exactly the same area, didn't he? And left the gap. At first glance, there's no gaps here apart from the one that's just down from the pink spot there. You can see that red full ball, but can't play thin off it either side to get back into baulk. I suppose the white, leaving the white on this back cushion is no problem. Looks like he's just playing cushion first to leave the white on the back cushion. Oh, mind you, he actually was playing half ball off that red, and unfortunately for him, caught it too thin. He was playing half ball back into baulk.
This is a bit of a chance for Stewart here, because in a couple of shots' time he could get himself onto the black. It looks tied up at the moment, but if he can get this red and the blue and clear the other loose red away, he could be in a position in a couple of shots' time where he can pot the red above the black into the right corner and get the cannon on the red to the left of the black. But that's, what is it, 3 shots away, but he'll be already thinking about that.
Just wondering whether he'll play it now then, do you think? Just try and get onto that red.
Well, the other one that's on its own is just slightly in the way, so he might just remove that first of all. So now, as long as he gets the correct angle on the blue, he then has a chance to
6.
get himself into a good position. See, if he could get the white where the red that he's potting is in a couple of shots' time, if he could get it there, it'd be perfect. Well, in fact, the black
7.
goes into the left corner. So that's even better.
From my commentary position, it didn't look like it did, but we can show you in a moment that it certainly does. But just a slightly better angle needed to get nicely onto a red.
And that helps the situation. The black going on the pink spot.
14.
Yeah, he's pinched a couple of frames, Stuart.
15.
In fact, frame 6 jutted a 56 break, and Stuart cleared up with a magnificent 74 to open up a 2-frame advantage.
Well, looking at the angle he's got on the black, he may be able to run through and hit the joint of the 2 reds, push one towards the left-hand pocket, one towards the right. Maybe he feels that that angle is not quite on, but from here it looks like it is. He's looking at trying to get onto the red.
Yeah, it mustn't be on, because he would have rolled the black in and just played a gentle cannon on the left of the 2 reds, and that would have been fine. So he mustn't have the angle to do that. Quite tough. That was the best he could manage. He couldn't hit it full ball when he potted the black, but he clipped it enough to put it into a pottable position.
$23.
That was a lot better shot than it looked. That really was. He had to dig down on the cue ball there. Couldn't play it any harder than that, because he'd have lost the cue ball at the table. And now has an excellent chance of pinching this frame as well.
$30.
I was so impressed with Stewart in his match against Ronnie O'Sullivan, the way he closed that out. He played really well. It wasn't that Ronnie lost the match, it was Stewart that took it by the scruff of the neck and played some superb snooker. And he looks pretty relaxed out there. He's enjoying his first experience here on the one-table situation.
He's got an ideal angle, but it's just about getting on this yellow dead straight. Doesn't want to leave a half ball into the middle, because it's a difficult pot. If he leaves it dead straight, he'll be delighted. He needs to travel a little bit more to make it easy. Still okay, but would have loved another foot of pace in the cue ball.
38. $40. $43. $47.
Just needs the blue, as you can see, and he has. You'd have to say nick this frame.
52.
2 snookers needed, and I'm sure Judd, even if this pink is missed, will stay in his seat. He might have a go. He's thinking about it. No.
52
He stays
frame,
and
Stuart
signals
Bingham.
to the referee Paul Collier, and he concedes this opening frame. It looked like Judd was going to take it, but Stewart will be delighted. He opens up a 3-frame advantage. It's 6-3.
Settle down, please. The 10th frame. Judd Trump to break.
Couldn't agree with the boys more in the studio there. Judd looking anxious, Stewart picking off what Judd leaves. I mean, Dennis talked about frame 6 when he was 56 points behind, cleared with 74. There he was about 40-odd points behind, cleared with 52. You just can't leave Bingham a chance at the minute because he's queuing very, very well.
Foul. And a miss. Judd Trump 6. Back.
Try number 2. He'll be playing the same shot, but it's not easy to make sure you hit this quarter ball. Decided that 2-cushion escape is a little bit too difficult. We're trying to rest on the ones just below the pink. The mood Judd's in, you never know, he might try a plant here and get onto the blue.
Ball.
I think Judd's going to have to be a little bit patient, play some good safety and tactical play, which he's become very, very good at, and wait for the chances. Don't try and force it, because if he keeps on trying to force it, Stuart Bingham will pick them off, that's for sure.
Now it's key to find the baulk cushion. This looks a little bit hard. The reason I say that, because Judd is in one of those moods where he's going to try and knock every long one in. If you keep leaving the white on the baulk line, you'll pot a large percentage of them.
Another JT special coming up here. Now, how's your luck, Judd? He's okay. The one that's to the left of the white is available.
6.
Hit the pink just as he intended.
Just making sure that when the pink goes back onto his own spot, it will still be a value into at least 2 of the pockets at this end of the table. a great chance yet, but certainly a chance you would expect Judd to score quite a few. But he's playing catch-up for the first time in this tournament. He's always led in his matches, dominated most of them.
$13. $14.
Just got top side of the blue, which makes this next positional shot straightforward. Trying to free the pink in the left-hand corner. That's why he's playing for this left-hand red. OK, it pots in the middle as well, but when he pots this red, it'll be clearly available into 2 middles and 1 corner. And now it is a frame-winning chance.
20. $26. 27.
Series of delicate little stun and screw
33.
shots. It's keeping him on the pink.
34.
He's got the blue on its spot if he needs it. The black's still out of commission, and well, he doesn't have to worry about the black. He can score enough with the pinks. It's lovely to watch when you see all these little screw shots. It's the art of break building.
40.
Highest break in the match is still 75, and he's come up short on the pink here. Might just be okay. 3 reds behind the pink, one of them is available.
$47. 48.
He's getting close to the winning line in this frame, but he's still got quite a few to pot yet. But he's taken these very well.
$54. 55.
One more remaining easy red to get onto. That's why he's played the little cannon there, but could have done with being a little bit more space in between the cue ball and object ball here. He's got to have a little jab at this. He's
61.
not cueing this nicely. The fact that he's got a half ball handle helps Dennis, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's got to get the cue back. He's frightened of pushing this, because if he leaves the cue there, he's going to foul this.
With it being this close, he'd have loved the white to be a little bit further over, then you can't hit the white twice, but from this angle could do, but he's played it nicely. That was very tough.
62.
Had to get the cue out of the way immediately.
Just overscrewed that slightly, but he's past the winning
68.
line. He can still cut this red in, but he'd like to go on and clear the lot if he could.
69.
But it has been a superb effort. And as I mentioned, loads of lovely little stun and screw shots around the pink.
There was nothing on really when he came to the table, Dennis, was he? He had to make this happen. And that's what all the true great players do. They make every opportunity a frame-winning one if they can.
74.
Red and colour will be the highest break of the match so far for Judd.
75.
Well, could he possibly make a century? He's made 79 centuries this season. That's going some.
81.
We've had 71 here this year in the Betfred World Championship. Judd's had 7.
82.
Has yet to pot a black in this break, excuse me. But he'll certainly be potting one very shortly. Another excellent positional shot. He really has had to dig so deep here to keep this break going. He deserves a century now.
89.
Well, he's doing what all great players can do. When they're asked the question, they can come up with the answer. What a response to that opening frame that he had every chance of winning. Listen, even if he doesn't knock this
94.
in, playing it right-handed, it doesn't really matter. But it's safely in.
95.
Brown and yellow needed. The 71st century of this tournament.
It really has been a super break because
99.
they weren't well placed at all.
As the audience applaud a magnificent one. Not very often you see a centre break made without using the black. And now some for naughty snooker.
104.
Here we go. Watch how he gets on the blue here. Watch the white. Fizz.
108.
He is the best I've ever seen off near the cushion. He generates so much topspin, which is almost
113.
impossible from tying on the cushion, but does that so well. Oh, what a shame, no complete two. It's one of the fabulous exhibition of break good in that one. Stuart Bingham smiles. He knows he's lost the frame there. Magnificent break of 1-1-3 to take it back to 2 frames. He still trails though by 6 frames to 4.
I mean, that break, I mentioned at the time, he was in around the pink spot area and he never let the white move more than, you know, 12 inches, 18 inches. We might be able to show you that. I mean, you know, he knocks in a cracking long red just to get the whole thing going. And then once he gets in around here, he's just, you know, he's never more than 2 feet away from the red. Once he gets the pink, just watch where the cue ball is. I mean, that's nice. We've never seen that before. But just have a look at that.
I didn't think it was that quick.
There we go. Eh? Tornado trump.
And until the exhibition shot he played, the cue ball was nowhere near the cushion until that shot.
Well, that's very interesting watching that. It just shows you the control that he had on the cue ball on that break. And then the little exhibition at the end. Yeah, well, if all frames were that quick, the World Championship would be over with in a day. Great stuff, though, and it was nice to see Stuart Bingham smiling as well and acknowledging that fine effort.
The 11th frame. Stuart Bingham to break.
So 1 frame each, and we're back to 2 frames, the difference. Just under the 3 hours for this match. Well, minutes 26 seconds, the average frame time. A couple of tactical frames that went to over 27 minutes, but now you see the average shot time. They're not hanging about. Now that black, is amazing the number of times the black gets tied up straight away from the break-off shot.
Yeah, those people that are watching the morning session with Barry Hawkins and Shaw Murphy, neither of them could play safe off the break. They were leaving that long pot on. These two players have seemed to have developed a break-off where they're not leaving a long pot.
Stewart wanted to play the red and clear the black, but he didn't fancy it. He doesn't want to hit the blue, because you know what Judd Trump can do with these. I mean, we talk about them, you think they were over the pocket. These are tough shots. Wow, how close was that? But played in such a way as the only red he could leave was the one he had to go at.
Maybe not, Dennis. They maybe had to get the one next to the black.
I think you're right, Willie. You can see enough of that. Looks tight. No. I think the black was a distraction for him there. And what a shot this will be if he can roll this in the middle. The black's awaiting.
I expected him to get that one, and worst thing, I think he may have left this red. It may have caught the top jaw and come back into play. Oh, it was top jaw that, wasn't it, in running? And he can get through to it. Oh, needs his cue ball to bounce.
1.
That's not a great shot from Stewart, but it may have forced him into playing the brown and go into the bunch. He wouldn't have wanted to play this shot, but he's got the perfect angle now to do it. Needs a little bit of stud inside, though.
That is a bit unfortunate. The white just seemed to stick in the reds.
5.
Probably a little bit more pace, but he had to make sure that he potted the brown. And it was a good effort, but not just enough pace, but it just seemed to stick there.
That wasn't the flat backpack, Dennis, was it? The flat side
Put
back
that
there.
camera away,
It
please,
was
up
like they're all lined up.
Yeah, we haven't seen one of Willie's flat backpacks yet.
It's key to find the baulk cushion with this safety exchange.
Foul.
Oh, he's admitted a
He's
foul.
still
That's very
being
good
five.
sportsmanship.
Good trump
Deserves
four.
a round of applause, as it's got.
Yeah, I think he just caught the cue. Let's just have a look as he follows through. Yeah, it just wobbled a little bit. Yeah. Immediately declaring it, and Paul Collier was just behind him, so he had spotted it, but nice to see the players declaring fouls.
One.
That's a good shot. That's a very good opener. He's almost tight on the cushion, and he rolls this in as if it was over the pocket.
It just seems fearless, doesn't it? Look what he'd been leaving. Should he have missed the pot, though? But he just didn't even think about missing them. And once again, because the pink was out of play, and black was slightly in a difficult position, he's trying to bring them both into play. And he may have once again been a little unfortunate not to got anything easy. One in the middle is available.
Now, once he hits the reds, there's one that he's on perfectly, and he can get on the black. And look at this red coming off the back cushion and blocking the path. Amazing. Still got one to the right middle, but Not as easy as the other one would have been. He was very, very unfortunate
Judd
there.
Trump 5.
I still expected him to knock that in. Well, let's have a look at the body here. Just a little bit of movement.
Just wondered, Dennis, whether he was a little anxious having hit the far draw on the last one he played in the middle. Maybe, you know, he overreacted and played near draw there, and of course we saw a little bit of head movement. If he gets on the colour here, Stuart, which he has done, the blue, this is a great chance to open up again a 3-frame lead.
This is where it's very difficult. When you've opened all the balls up like Judd has, and you've got to go back to your seat and watch your opponent knock them in. But he was very unfortunate that red came and blocked the easy pot that was there for him. Yeah, I'll just show you it again. He was absolutely spot on at this stage, and then suddenly that red comes off the cushion, blocks the path, and then he missed that one to the right.
Hasn't got a good angle on this red. He'd love to just stop it in for the blue, but he can't do that. He's going to have to play in and out of balk. When I say in and out of balk, in and out of the black spot end, but
7.
he's faced with a tough blue now. Didn't play that kiss.
$13. Yeah, sure.
Well, we seen Stuart in tears the other night. He was on the phone to his gorgeous wife there, Michelle, and she's up to watch him here playing his first ever semi-final at the one-table situation, and they must be very, very proud of Stuart. He's one of the nicest lads you could ever wish to meet.
Purposely left the slightly more difficult black just to get it back into play, and now it is in play. You would expect, if there's a red on at first glance, he may have covered everything up again.
I think he can just get through to the one that's near the right corner, because like you, Willie, when I glanced, they're all blocking each other. So that might be the one that comes to his rescue.
20.
Just about get through to that, but he may have to go down for the blue.
$21.
Wouldn't be too happy with that, but the fact that the yellow's off its spot makes that target between brown and yellow a little bit wider than it would be normally. He's got that extra 2 or 3 inches to play with here, so he can play up and down over the spot. Once again, another foot of pace would have been perfect, so he's not yet got the cue ball under control in this break.
26.
Well, that deserves a round of applause, because the control on the cue ball there was absolutely spot on.
Now the
32.
black will be open. Once he gets rid of this red, there's plenty of room to get position on the black into both corner pockets, because he would have been hampered queuing until he got rid of this red. And now, similar to Judd Trump's break in the previous frame, you'd expect the cue ball now to just stay around this pink and black
33.
spot area.
$40. $41.
Don't know why he's got a little bit of something, an eyelash or something there. Just he's having the cue ball cleaned anyway, but he's in a terrific position here. He's taking full advantage of the way Judd split the balls up, and he was a little bit unlucky with his position. Now, is he okay? Get into that too much, but he's okay. It's come out, but that's not exactly how he played it.
That was the only way he could get in trouble playing it that way. But luckily for him, it pulled up in time. Oh dear, maybe it hasn't played.
Stuart Bingham, 46.
Disappointing. He had them perfect there.
Settle down now, please.
That's an unusual miss from Stuart there. Feeling a little hot under the collar. It is quite warm in the Crucible this afternoon. And I'll tell you what, if Judd Trump clears up here, it'll get even warmer, because that's a great opener, and what a chance. Well, let's let the white run onto the cushion, so it's much more difficult now. So, key shot coming up, and you'd have to say
8.
a key frame. Over 4 sessions, you can still pick out 2 or 3 key shots that can turn a match. Just a bit of movement in the audience.
I believe it may have been a flash camera there, Dennis, just to put Judd off.
He's okay. Doesn't matter which side of the blue he got, with the red near the middle pocket. So what a steal this could be. He could return the compliment, because Stuart's done it a couple of times to him.
These always hurt though, Dennis, don't they? When you miss a very, very easy ball and you're 50 in front, it doesn't hurt too much when they play a cracking pot to get in themselves, but when you miss an easy one when you're 50 in front, it hurts even more.
14.
Just lost his concentration for a split second there.
15.
Okay, they're all on, but you know, there's a bit of pressure, and Judd still got to knock them in. He had a magnificent 113 in the previous frame.
21.
Amazing how just one shot can rock your confidence, and Stuart Bingham was sitting there now thinking, well, I should
27.
be 3 frames in front. It looks like he's only going to be 1 frame in front now.
28.
it's key to get good position. And Stewart knows that
35.
they still have to be knocked in.
36.
So this is the key shot here, getting nicely on the yellow. How's the pace on the cue ball? It's going to come up a little bit short. He's going to have to get the extension
43.
on the cue and the rest. Another 6 to 8 inches across the table, and this would have been plain sailing. So he's got just a little bit of a shot to play here and get nicely on the green.
This could be Stewart's last chance if there's any aspirations of winning this frame. The position shot from yellow to green. He gets on it nicely at the frame over.
Oh, he's not on it.
45.
Well, he's on it, but he's very close to it. If it's dead straight, maybe he's got a chance, but he'll have to be careful once again that he doesn't push this. It's just off straight. He can pot this, but he's got to be very, very careful. Paul Collier, referee, will be keeping a close eye on this one. A little jab is needed. Yeah, played it well. But once again, with weight. He needs another good shot here, and he's screwing it in. Tell you what, that was a bit of a shot he's just pulled off there, but it's still not straightforward. That's the one he wanted.
57.
Stewart needs a snooker, so just in or over with the pink. And if it's touching the cushion, it'll go in. Nicely played.
63
Well,
in the
Judd
frame.
Trump will be absolutely delighted. He made a century in the previous frame, and he finished that one off with a break of 63. He's now just one behind at 6-5.
Mine now, isn't it? Thank you. Frame 12. Judd Trump to break.
A fizz it was, yes, it was a good fizz, wasn't it? Didn't quite fizz enough to get perfect on the blue, but fizzed enough to be able to pot the blue. This for me is a more important frame now for Stewart. He'll be very, very disappointed going into the mid-session interval if it's 6-all, because he knows he should be at least 2 frames in front whatever happens. Once again caught the blue. As it happens, not left anything on for Judd this time, but got to play better safety.
Well, he's eyeing up a possible plant, but he's got safety in mind as well. I mean, sometimes you could pull that off, but maybe 1 in 10. The crowd, big oohs and ahs. They're not easy, those plants.
Covered up the left-hand side of the table, which now means his safety shot is tough because the red on the left-hand side cushion's in the way. And he's going to have to miss that red on the cushion. Oh, it's going to be a problem, that red on the cushion. Just left things a little awkward.
Yeah, I think Judd thinks he should have had an easier chance here, but patience, you got to be patient and wait for your chance. He's playing well again. As John Parrott was saying in the studio, don't be pushing the boat out too many times. You know, we like to see Judd playing his attacking snooker, but sometimes a shot like that he's just played can give you the opening. With the blue being up there as well, it's quite a target to try and get in behind one of those colours. The two reds, the left side of the table, are a little bit awkward to come down that side. But this is a good shot. This might be a very good shot if it keeps running.
Very good shot it is. He could run up to the first red of the two slowly, but of course with Judd being left-handed, he'll be able to pot the second red down the cushion if he doesn't run up to it properly. Something just put Stuart off there. He was looking at somebody in the crowd. He's just wondering what happens if I just run up to there and rest on it. It's no good really because he's left-handed. He'll pot the one down the cushion.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's attempted an unbelievable shot there, and he's a bit unlucky. He's a bit unlucky because the way they finished, the black is now on, and he's left that red near the corner, but that was a great effort from a very difficult position. But it's going to cost him one. He was in a terrible spot there, and he tried a rare shot you wouldn't see very often. But Judd's right in amongst them again. But have a look at this again. I mean, he hit the cushion first with screw to try and keep these reds all up.
8.
And he's unlucky to hit the brown, unlucky to leave the one over the pocket. And Judd has played a shocker. Got too much done on this. We could still get on a red, but this is awkward. No. No.
Judd Trump 9.
And there's one will go to the left middle pocket, I think. That was difficult, but it was the shot before that he didn't play very well. chance now falls to Stewart. This was the shot before. I mean, that's just, he could do anything with that. Just rolled it in, tried to bring a few more reds into play and stunned it too much.
Stewart will quickly forget about the previous frame should he go on to win this frame. But not straightforward from here. The red next to the pink would be the ideal one to play for here. Just play it, just roll the black in very slowly. You'll have the red in the middle. It's a shame the blue's not at its spot, but he may have to go up for the green now. And then back up this end. But he's running out of reds that are freely available. And if he gets onto the green, and he's only got the right-hand side of the table to come down. So this is not straightforward by any stretch of the imagination.
Nine.
Well, has he gone far enough to get that blue back on its spot? As Willie said, it wasn't going to be easy, but now that the blue's back on its spot, that will help. Could have played that better. It's going to need the rest now. I don't know why you got a kick there. I mean, the referee's cleaning the blue. Maybe it did just get a slight heavy
40.
contact. Let's have a look. Couldn't really tell from that. Sometimes you can tell by the sound whether you get a kick or not.
This is very dangerous. Very well done. A little unlucky not to get a better kiss on the blue, but once again the yellow being up at the spot helps. A little bit more room to play either a stun up and down or around the angles. Good pot this. Okay, ideally you'd have liked to have brought the pink into play a little bit more, but very good pot. Do well to miss the kiss on the green if he plays round the back of them. Just missed it nicely. No, it needs a little bit of good fortune. He's playing in an area here. He's not playing definitely on one, he's just playing in an area. And he's got it absolutely perfect.
20.
You could say it was a little bit fortunate, but you play in areas, you can make things happen, and that was a perfect example of just getting the cue ball in an area.
21.
Yeah, as Willie said, when you go round the angles, you're looking for an area, and
28.
he found a pretty good one.
29.
And every chance now that he could go to the mid-session interval with his two-frame advantage intact, because that's what you're aiming for. If you've got a two-frame lead, if you can share the sessions, you know, you're in pretty good shape. It's a fascinating semi-final, this one. I mean, just to see what's going to happen. Can Stuart Bingham carry on playing the way he did when he knocked out the favourite, Ronnie O'Sullivan? Can Judd come charging
37.
back with a string of big breaks? Fascinating stuff.
.44.
10 minutes ago, when he was sitting in his chair watching Judd clear that break of 63,
45.
he was feeling very perturbed about what had happened. Now I'd be delighted, because this is a frame that Judd played that very, very poor positional shot. which would almost certain these would all been his. But 52 and counting again. There's only been one frame where we haven't
52.
had a 50 or above. Well, 49 was the previous lowest.
53.
Yeah, we mentioned it before. The one shot, which was very careless here. He could have rolled this and got on the black, but he tried to develop a couple more reds, and really that caused the problem because he left himself with an awkward black. Stewart already 50 in front. He's not that many
59.
pots away from securing this frame now, will he?
Similar to Judd's shot, he's got to make sure he pushes through this red, which he has done.
60.
Shouldn't be a problem now in taking the frame. He's 51 points in front. One more red needed after this black. Is he a little bit straight? You can screw it back in and go back over the other side and play the red into the opposite corner than the black, but he'd be worried about snooking himself on the pink. Let's see which way he decides to play it. He's going to play the screw back off one cushion on the side. Needs to be careful he doesn't snook himself on the pink. Didn't get into it at all.
$67.
He's not quite safe yet. Have a look at that. 58 ahead with a possible 59 on the table. He only needed one decent positional shot and he would have been on his way to the dressing room with a 2-frame advantage. He's going to have to wait a little longer now.
If the position wasn't guaranteed, why not just play for the red in the baulk pocket rather than risk something? Didn't have a lot of margin of error. He tried to go by that red to put it in the corner.
Stuart Bingham, 67.
Well, they can only see one red, Judd. He's just having a little debate with himself. Should I take this on into the corner? You know what he's thinking. Is he going to wait for another chance, or is he taking it on? He's waiting for another chance. The double kiss has cost him. Now he's thinking, I should have had a go at it. But it was a difficult shot, and it wasn't an easy safety shot either. But that is the end of this frame. Terrific stuff, Willie, isn't it? It's fascinating how it's panning out here.
I think this could go all the way, this semi-final. The other semi-final looks a little bit one-way traffic at the moment. That's there as well, so that means Judd won't come back to the table whatever happens.
7.
And the bouncers come back in Stuart's step.
Oh, he tried a bit of naughty snooker there, Willie.
Didn't work that time though, Dennis did it, but a wonderful break of 46 that got him well back in control of that frame, and he's won it eventually by 74 points to 9 and goes 2 clear again at 7-5.
It's a decade since Shaun Murphy surprised snooker by lifting the World Championship trophy on his third visit to the Crucible.
10 years on from the 22-year-old that won this championship in 2005, I'm a better person, I'm a nicer bloke, I'm a better snooker player, and I understand that winning and losing snooker matches won't decide whether I have a good day or a bad day or not. And I think it's that element of age which, whilst losing still hurts, of course it does. We're competitive and we want to win. But it's not the absolute be-all and end-all.
I think Shaun Murphy, we already knew he was a great player, and I think with his attitude, you know, of being a very positive guy and a great player and unknown, there was kind of a bit of pressure off of him in one way, but he kind of dealt with the Crucible and enjoyed it, found his game. But to expect anybody, and I mean anybody, I don't care how good they are, to come here first time, maybe the first 2 times to win it, I don't think that will happen. So, you know, there's a chance that someone of 18, 19 could come along, but I don't think they could do it on their first visit here, because it is kind of a unique venue.
It's perhaps our misconception that snooker is a young man's game, skewed by the game's famous 5. Stephen Hendry, the youngest ever winner at 21. John Higgins enjoying the elation at 22. Steve Davis embraced Barry Hearn at 23. Mark Williams and Ronnie O'Sullivan both won when they were 25. Take their precocious talent out of the mix, and experience is very much the byword for Crucible success. Defending champion Mark Selby was 30 last year when he won for the first time. Given the average age of 29 for winners and 30 for finalists, it suggests that he peaked at the perfect time. O'Sullivan and Higgins have shown repeatedly that age is a boon when it comes to crafting a Crucible Championship run. In comparison, Davis and Hendry's World Championship careers spanned 8 and 9 years respectively.
As you've seen with Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's a bit of a freak of nature. Now he seems to be getting better with age. You see resurgences from the likes of Higgins and Williams who've reached finals and won tournaments this season. So there is a mixture, but definitely leans itself towards the older player.
I'd probably say I was in my prime when I was in my 30, maybe 29, 30. So from 30 onwards, I've kind of would have said they were my best years. But obviously I've played well the last 3 or 4 years with a little bit more experience and guile, I suppose.
My mate Joe Perry, he's 40 now. He's turned 40 and he's just won his first tournament, you know, a few weeks ago, you know, PTC. So, you know, there's I'm sure he'll be around for a long time as well, yeah. I don't think there's anything, I don't know about me, but the others might be, because they're playing good stuff.
I find it very hard to understand where, you know, you're talking 40-year-old, that you're an old player. I think it's ridiculous.
This year's field of 32 ranges from the oldest, Alan McManus at 44, through to the youngest, Zhang Anda at a tender 23, giving us an average age of 33 and a half. An aberration, you might think, but no. Since 1998, the year that the youngest average age hit an all-time low of 27, the median figure has been steadily increasing.
I think maturity is a massive thing in snooker, because there's certain matches that I've lost in the past where I thought like I was a better player than that guy and I played better on the day, and somehow I've got beat. And I think that's, you know, their experience over the years and how to win matches and how to get the right result whenever you're not quite at your best.
I'm 37 now, so I'd be under a lot of pressure if I hadn't won it. So I think when you see some of the guys here that haven't won it, they're under a lot of pressure to try and do it. So I've certainly not got that pressure.
You have to be smart, and that comes with experience for sure. And that's, you know, as in making mistakes and learning from them. And, you know, the youngsters where you're talking 20 odd years old and that, you know, it's a tough place to start learning quick, that's for sure.
Sometimes experience can work for you and it can work against you. You know, when you're young, you haven't got the battle scars, you don't care, you just go for it. But when you've, you know, been around the block a bit, been lost when you should have won and won when you should have lost, and, you know, you've got responsibilities and mortgages and all things need to be paid for, you know, all of a sudden you start thinking, and sometimes thinking could be the worst thing you can do.
Judd Trump is 25, Ding Junhui is 28. Rather than talking so much about why they haven't won it, perhaps we should focus on the fact that they're still very much teenagers when it comes to world title maturity.
I think the world champions, it will be older. I don't see that there's many young players coming through, to be honest with you, that are going to be good enough to win it. Judd's obviously one of them, and a lot of eyes are going to be on him this week. He's playing great. But it takes a lot to win this tournament, and it's more than just potting balls. The older players have still got the experience, and I don't think they'll be... I think that age will still go up now.
I don't think I'll ever sort of be that confident. I think if I won the world, I'd get back to that, but I'm a much better player than I was then. This year you'll see sort of similar snooker as to what I played back then. I'm going to go for my shots and just enjoy myself like I did then. I think sometimes I try too hard and that's when I don't play well. Yeah, it's the biggest tournament by far. You sort of plan your whole season around this tournament. If you don't do well here, then it's sort of a bad season, but I've had the best season of my career so far, so going into this tournament I'm very confident, and no matter what happens here, it's been a good season, so I'm probably a lot more relaxed than a lot of the other top players.
The ace, Judd Trump!
I've started to practice the things that I'm not good at, whereas before I just concentrate on the things that I am good at. Now I do work on my positional play and safety, and I think both of them are very underrated. That's probably a good thing because people just go and thinking, oh, you can only break build, but I think my position and long potting, break build and safety is as good as anyone's. I'm still definitely not in my prime. I've still got a long way to go before that. I think I've still got a lot of learning, but yeah, I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I think my game is definitely good enough to win it. Hopefully a new Judd Trump with his name on the trophy.
At the moment it's Ding. I can't lose to Ding at the moment, and he's like one of the best players in the world. Some of the slow players on tour does make it hard work, but they're there to do a job at the end of the day. My missus. I sort of watch a little bit of Lee Evans, Peter Kay, negativity, people that quit. I can't see the point. It's like just stupid, I think, sometimes. I think I've got good hair. I've got to start running. I've got to start losing a bit of weight. Every food. Obviously, we've got a lot in China. I actually do like eating Chinese foods with chopsticks. My missus' food I might hate. She don't do that great food. PE, any break, you should play football, you should do sport. History. Maybe probably because of the teacher. You catch up with friends that say you ain't seen for 20 years and things like that. The trolls you get, obviously people that just lost a bet and they think they can just slag you off and things like that I hate. I've just got onto red wine, bit of Chateau Neuf de Pat, something like the old shots like Zambuca and tequila and things like that. Being on a train and people talk and they don't need a phone, they're how loud that people talk sometimes. I can talk to my boy, talk to my stepdaughter whenever I want. Seeing them grow up, seeing them develop into a person. So my son's 3 now and he's picking up every ball sport going, so he's obviously a little me.
The Women's World Championship may take place just an hour north of Sheffield, but it is a world away from what we see every year at the Crucible. Despite the success of female players like Alison Fisher and currently Rhiannon Evans, the women's sport is moving in a worrying direction.
15 years ago, it didn't take off at all. It was probably one of my biggest disasters. There was 120 odd women in the World Championship, in their version of the World Championships. This year there was 20 something. So we have to be factual about the numbers and we have to realise the size of the task.
So what is the answer for women who are at the top end of their sport?
They need to play better players really to kind of raise their game. So obviously if they are playing in more of these PTC events or any events that they're allowed to enter and play top players, and yeah, most of them are going to get beat badly. But I think what that'll do is it'll make them go away and realise that there's a lot of work that they can do on their own game.
One woman who had the chance to qualify for this year's World Championship is 10-time Ladies World Champion Rhiannon Evans. She was drawn alongside our very own Ken Doherty in the first round of qualifying at Ponds Forge.
She's got a very good level. She's probably the best lady player that I've ever seen. and she frightened the life out of me in the World Qualifiers, no doubt about that. And it sort of realised to me that she can play on the men's circuit, there's no doubt about that. And if she's playing, as Ronnie said, if she's playing constantly against men, she will improve immensely. And I think they should give her a chance.
It only needs one flag bearer to change all of that if they can really compete on level terms with the men.
There is potential within the women's game for more than just one to forge a path. 24-year-old Ng On Yi from Hong Kong defeated Rhian Evans in the semi-finals on her way to her first world title.
There is not many ladies players to play snooker, so I hope that I could play with some men's player to improve my skills, my snooker skills. So yeah, I want to get closer to the gap with the men. Yeah, like Rhian. I practice 6 hours per day, and our Hong Kong Sports Institute has some facility to help us and a coach to help us. So yeah, I think I could. Come on!
Crucible and the German Masters. In China, maybe Haikao it was, probably. Just the crowds aren't very good there, so it's hard to get up for your match. Travelling when I lose. Prison Break's always been my favourite programme. I've just started watching Breaking Bad, and it kind of helps when you travel around. Most reality TV, most. Denzel Washington, Ben Affleck, I think two of my favourites at the moment. I don't like Matt Damon. I never watch any of the films he's in. I don't know why, I just never got along with it. Any sort of R&B, hip-hop I like, I'm not that fussy. Like rock music, stuff like that, I'm not really into. My favourite comedian's Kevin Hart, Harry Hill, I despise him. Boxing and tennis at the moment are my favourites. Bowling, bowls, fishing, Japanese, black cod, I think, salad. So I try to eat quite healthy, but salad just has no taste. At the start it's probably maths I quite enjoyed, it's quite easy. Science, water, maybe whiskey. Yeah, just reckless driving really. I'm normally quite calm in the car. I won't ever, if someone pulls out, I normally just forget about it.
Thank you, Jason. I mean, this season we've had 9 world ranking events, and we've had 8 different winners.
Take your seats as quickly as you can, please.
I mean, Mark Selby won 2 of the last 3 ranking events and looked in great shape coming into this year's Betfred World Championship, but look what happened to Mark. So I agree with the boys, it's so difficult, and it would be very difficult for one player to dominate the way the likes of Stephen Hendry and Steve Davis did for a decade each.
Stuart Bingham to break.
Not the best break off from Stuart. He's left that red out, and could we see an early JT special? I'm just wondering if this red goes up into the corners. We show you the missed attempt. But The one that's to the left of the black, if he could take it on in such a way that he could get on the black and maybe not leave one of the loose reds, it'd be worth a chance. Pot this, little cannon on the other red. Is it there? Not quite.
The disappointing thing for Stewart was he got the kiss wrong as well, because he wouldn't have been leaving this red on the middle if he'd have caught it full ball. The fact that he caught it half ball has left this red in the middle. Now is it near draw and far draw on the last two he's played this? Once again, far draw. Not happy with that kind of shot at the moment, not sighting it properly.
Now this is the last thing both players would have wanted after the mid-session interval. A couple of reds up the other end of the table. It's becoming an awkward frame already. All he can do is just roll to the pack here. Pack of reds, bunch of reds. What do you think, Willie? What's the best term?
JV uses cluster of reds, doesn't he? I think pack has always been the main thing with snooker. It won't be too long before these two would like a re-rack, I'm sure.
Yeah, if they keep rolling into it, Paul Collier will have a little glance over and see what they think. Would let it go for 4 or 5 shots, and then he could do if he wanted.
Touching ball.
Come on, boys, have a little glance at each other. We're going nowhere with this. I mean, if you don't get the white tight on the cushion, you could probably open a few more reds up, but at the moment this is all Stewart can do.
Touching ball.
Touching ball again. I think Stewart's ready for a re-rack, but Judd doesn't seem ready for one. Looking for an alternative, but there's not much else available. So if someone was watching the game for the very first time, they'd think this is a strange game to play in Sheffield. Gradually they're opening a little bit.
Once the keyboard doesn't find the top cushions to it, maybe play an attacking safety shot, which you can do now. You can play off the outside of the 3 reds and bring the cue ball back to where it is now.
Yeah, there won't be a re-rack now because they've opened a little bit more. And gradually we might get the game the right way around and get the Reds away from that balk area, back up to their natural habitat.
It's a little bit careless there in playing that particular shot because he's put himself in trouble here. You'd expect Judd to have the first chance at a red now.
There's a couple of choices here. He's looked at the pot into the left corner, but he's got a shot of the red that's near the green. Send that red into the pink and reds and screw the white back, and he'll have gained the advantage. And that's what he's played, and he's played it pretty well.
He's blessed with wonderful cue power, as we know. Is he going to be tempted at one of these and screw back into balk? Looks like it. Doesn't want the double kiss. Is okay. Blessed. I mean, that amount of cue power is just so good to have in your armoury. Gets you out of trouble so many times. He's trying to get the cue ball back into balk, and there's not a lot of gap there, and he is playing a 3-ball plant, but with the white coming back into balk, there's not much of a gap. He's got the gap nicely though, and this is an excellent safety shot. The one next to the blue will pot, so you may see Judd play exactly the same shot as before, screw back into balk. No attempt at the pot, but an excellent piece of cue ball control. And now the safety shot is not straightforward.
Problem for Stewart here. Can't see anything that he can come off a cushion and just nestle on, so he's having a good look around and that little shake of the head. Sometimes you can stand there and you just cannot see a shot. Ah. Is he taking this on? Is he going to try and cut it in the middle? Oh, where's the black? Where's the black going? Well, how is it stopped there? How is it stopped there? It's half in the pocket. Well, What a pot, but what a result for the black to stay there. That's why they call him Ball Run Bingham. He did get a run of the ball there. Well,
I don't know how the black's not got in. It just seemed to hang there, didn't it? As this black's going to the pocket, it seemed to have virtually disappeared. I mean, that looks to be plenty of pace to go in, doesn't it?
8.
Could it be an iron mark, Dennis, on the cloth there?
I just think when it's your day, it's your day. And somehow it stayed there. Got to take full advantage, though.
Nine.
Nice angle on the red. You'd ideally like to hold for the pink, really, rather than risk going around 2 cushions to go onto the black, because it's not a natural angle. This could always go wrong, but he's played it perfectly.
16.
Couldn't have played that a lot better.
$23. $24.
I think he can just reach this. He's going to need the rest, but shouldn't be a problem. And if he could take this frame and he gets to 8, he knows he's got to have. Wow.
Turn that off, please.
Can't be behind going into tomorrow's session.
Yeah, sure.
And he could push on, if he opens up a 3-frame advantage here.
To hold the white somehow. I just wonder whether he's going to play the cannon in the middle red of the 3 reds, just on the left-hand side there. That would hold for the red in the right-hand corner. Played the bottom one. Still the same scenario. He's still got the red in the right-hand corner.
$30. $31.
71 points is his target to leave Judd needing a snooker.
Stewart holds the joint highest break at the moment, 145, and I've never known a championship, I said this before in commentary, where there's been 4 breaks over 140 in the tournament, and I'm sure there'll be at least one more with the amount of frames we've got left, and all 4
38
at the top of the game as far as break building is concerned. Do you fancy a maximum this year, Dennis?
Well, I think it's unlikely, but never say never. I mean, people think that they're so easy
45.
to make. I mean, I know the players are making more these days, but it's still very, very special.
46.
Meanwhile, Stewart is marching on here, and that opening red, he was in so much trouble. He just took a very, very difficult pot on. Couldn't see a safety shot. Cut that in, but the blue hit the black hit the red. How the red stayed out, I will never know.
$53. $54.
Oh, he stopped in his tracks there. I don't know whether that's a bad bounce or a little bit careless, one of the two. Yeah, slightly quick bounce, but should have been on this pink nicely.
Stuart Bingham, 54.
So 54. Okay, he missed the pink, but he didn't get on the red as he wanted. This will go to the middle, though, as you can see. And there's a bit of a chance there. There's a few awkward reds, but got a slight angle here.
7.
You still got to give these due care and attention.
8.
We know the Judd's starting to play well again, but this is a tall order with the way
15.
the balls are situated.
16.
But you wouldn't put it past him, would you?
Yeah, these two reds on the right-hand side, if they were on the other side, they'd be easy for a left-handed player, but they're going to be the awkward ones. He's going to probably need the rest on both occasions to play these two reds.
22.
But he's put it 8 out of 8 with the rest so far. Until then, he had a 100% pot success rate with the rest until that shot.
Trump, 22.
Well, I know there's nothing on, but he'll be delighted to be back at the table, because I'm sure Stuart felt that Judd would have made a few more there. Pretty straightforward safety shot. I know he probably didn't want to move this red off the cushion, but it's not safe. That was a risky pot that Stuart took on, and he's been rather fortunate. Once he got the double kiss, the red could have gone anywhere. This is a tough one. That's okay. Oh, this is beautifully played if it keeps running.
7. Eight.
this angle he gets on the next killer. Ideally, he'd like to get onto the pink and then just play a stun run through to get on the red on the back cushion, but if he doesn't get a nice angle on this next shot, he can't get onto that last red. Oh, we've got a horrible kick. Oh, now he can't get on the red.
13.
That was an horrendous kick. I don't know how the red's gone in with a kick like that.
Well, have a look at this. Took all the pace out of the cue ball. He'd have been absolutely plumb on the black. And now he's got to take the pink. Wow, what a shot this could be if he misses the blue. Have a look at that for a shot. What a shot, but this is just as tough as that previous one. Why did he hit it at that pace?
Judd Trump,
Play
19.
for the pink or black, give the pocket a chance. I mean, the last shot was incredible, and if he hits it slightly easier, it's in the pocket. Just the pace kept it out. Well, that's a good long red from Stewart. He still looks as calm and collected as ever, and every chance now to take the frame. But Judd, just play the last red, you know, give the pocket a chance, because after the shot he played before that, I mean, that was as good a positional shot as I've ever seen.
Yes, both players have played a shot that didn't look the right one. Stewart's attempt at the long red could have cost him the frame, and then when Judd potted those two tremendous balls, as Dennis said, just roll it in.
12.
Another key talking point, a frame that Judd could have won and got himself just
16.
one behind. Another fascinating frame from these two players, and well, letting off a bit of steam there. He'll be absolutely delighted, Stuart Bingham. It looked as if Judd was going to pinch the frame, but in the end it was Stuart Bingham that took it, and he opens up that three-frame advantage again. It's 8-5.
Thank you. The 14th frame, Judd Trump to break.
3 frames left. Stuart Bingham knows he's going to be at least at level going into tomorrow's final 2 sessions. Wouldn't he love a sizable lead? Could it be 2 frames, 4 frames? You never know. Playing around the back of the back to get possibly onto the blue or bought colour. Always played all out for the black. And played it very, very well. Very lucky to knock the black on, though.
Yeah, he does like to pot a red and knock a black over a pocket, doesn't he?
Eight.
But he's under hit that by a long way. He needed another 3 or 4 inches pace in the cue ball. Now he could just drop this in, but he'd be faced with a tricky black. But it'd be the best choice to keep the break going. Played a little cannon.
9.
Stuart's made 3 competitive maximums, but once again hasn't got a favourable bounce off that cushion. Needed a bit more weight.
16. $17.
Using the 2 fingers this time to make sure he doesn't let that
26.
pink slip. He's got to get it in as close to the reds without touching them.
$24.
Not a lot of margin of error there to come inside the blue to get onto the blue in the middle. He can still play 2 cushions. He could play into them, or he could play for the loose red.
That's the shot he could play if he can get enough side on it. He's just making sure of the blue because he's pretty close to it, but somewhere near that line would get him into the bunch. Lots of left-hand side. Oh, he's gone off a bit wide, but oh, thank you. He holds his hand up. Thank you very much.
And now, because he has
29.
pushed the black out of play, he's got to get top side of the blue to bring the pink into play. So he'll be straight into the pack of reds,
30.
trying to free the pink.
He's okay. There's no plants on here, I don't think. He goes into them. Needed to hit it a little bit harder than that, though. I don't think he's on anything.
35.
And the pink didn't move either, so the only good news is that should he leave some sort of pot on, it'd be hard for Judd to make a sizable break where pink and black are. So he's playing to move that red over the pocket. But the key thing is getting the good cue ball. Well, I thought he would play to move the red. He's trying to cover it.
Stuart Bingham, 35.
Pace is good.
He's in a spot of bother here. Found a very awkward position to leave Judd in. You always know with Judd, if he's in all sorts of trouble, no safety shot, he'll try and find a pot somewhere, but there's nothing available there. I suppose if he just missed the middle pocket, the right side of the table, he could land in this red near the right corner pocket. I don't think the other one would cut in. That's a possible escape route for him. That's the possible one that he could play on, but he's spotted something. And he's played it well. He's found a gap there, but has he covered it? He needs the blue to cover that. If it has, it's a terrific shot. And it has, because Stuart acknowledged that he was in a real spot of bother there, Judd.
Somehow Stuart's going to have to cover the red now, and that's going to be very difficult. Similar sort of bother for Stuart here. Maybe able to swing this cue ball. It's all about missing the kiss on the green in playing this shot. Oh, mind you, if you're going to play it like that, it's about missing the kiss on the pad.
Yeah, total mishit. He had so much side on that.
Settle
he
down,
finished up
please.
nearly cutting the red, and he was just playing that shot that Willie suggested, but the side just ruined things.
One.
Finished up just hitting it far thinner than he intended. So what a chance for Judd. Black's out of commission, but the pink's okay. He's got the blue. All about
Six.
just keeping your concentration and keeping it as easy as possible.
Maybe reluctant to play on the pink here, but he may have no choice. The reason I'm saying that, I'm not too sure whether the pink will go out of commission.
7.
And the pink goes back onto its own spot. No problem with the red over the pocket, so he's always going to be on a red there. He may play a little plant here, one red onto another. It's a lot easier to control the white. Now the pink's freely bellowing
13.
into the left middle and the right corner when he gets rid of this red that's hanging over the pocket. You can play the little cannon one onto another. You can guarantee getting a good white playing that shot.
14. $19. $20.
And that was the best he could do because he was straight on that. He couldn't get the white away from the cushion when he screwed back. So it's not just straightforward. We had a slight angle so we can get that one that's this side of the pink, and that will open the pink up.
25. 26.
It was all about the pot there. He just let the cue ball run up the table. He knew he was always going to be in the colour, no matter what pace he hit it at. And a very key part of the match here. He's 3 frames behind.
28.
He could do with this frame. Didn't pot it cleanly
29.
in the pocket there. That's why he's coming up a little bit short on the blue. And that has made a difference, but it was because he didn't pot the red in the middle of the pocket. Has he got a slight angle again? No. Just watch this red here. Just winning off the left side of the
34.
pocket. Good recovery though.
35.
Still quite a lot to do with the red either side of the table that are safe. Bit risky to pot this and move the one off the cushion because he could stick on the cushion.
41.
Let's see what he thinks.
$42.
That's what he tried to do, but misjudged it. And that's nicely played.
45.
Now the angle on the pink is what he requires here to either bring the red into play. Nice play. Once again, played it powerfully.
Judd Trump, 45.
Nicely, hit it a little bit harder than you thought he would have done. These pockets are fine when you're playing them at a perfect pace, but whenever you play them hard, they won't go in.
He didn't hit that well though, Willie. And he played for the blue because it was a better angle to move the red, but he didn't hit that very well. A little bit of tension creeping in here. Stewart knows that he has a great chance of opening up a 4-frame advantage.
Yes, he knows that win at least one of these remaining 3 frames, he's bound to take at least a 2-frame lead into tomorrow's final couple of sessions.
1.
But there's no reason why he couldn't win all 3 of them, the same as Judd Trump could win all 3. Such a close match at the moment.
Well, it will be if Judd can take this frame. There's no easy path to that difficult red. If he pots the blue, the black slightly in the way. That's why, well, look at the way he's gone around the table because the black was in the way. Stewart looking up at the monitor to see if this red will cut in, but if he hadn't hit the black, he wouldn't have knocked the red on. Now if he comes between the yellow and brown,
7.
It's a bit short a pace.
2 inches shorter, he's got brown or yellow in the middle. 2 inches harder is perfect. A little wry smile. He's finished in the only place that's absolutely no good.
This was an unbelievable shot here to swing the white round. But look what happens. He flicks the black and then gets the red out. Well, he's looking at the blue here.
Is he thinking because the black's safe, it may be worth having it down a go?
No, he's playing safe, I think. That's the correct shot there.
Judd Trump, 7.
Don't think he's covered the potted angle there, Dennis. He's 17 points in front, but putting the blue out of commission. Definitely the right choice.
Yeah, blue on one cushion, black on another cushion. He's certainly favoured at the moment for this frame. I think the brown's going to cover the yellow here. Well, he's knocked the green safe and he's fluked, well, almost fluked the snooker. He nearly potted the yellow. Can only see the finest of the edges of the yellow, but the frame now is all about the green ball, because nobody really wants to pot the yellow because the green's safe. This is not a bad effort, I can tell you. I'd rather play this off a couple of cushions, because if he comes up off the top cushion, the blue's in the way, so he'd have to be very precise with this. Well played.
Just one of the other Stuart's now going to play the attacking shot here, bring the blue into play, play the white two cushions in behind the brown. He'd be unlucky if the yellow pushes through the blue and goes towards a pocket. But it's definitely on this shot.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways of playing this. Got to make sure he keeps the yellow safe, though. Just move the blue and possibly come across the table and play the snooker behind the pink. Because if he hits it hard, he might bring the blue into play, but where would the yellow go?
He's playing the shot. He's just got to worry, as Dennis said, about where the yellow's going to go. He knows the blue's going to be in play. But where's the yellow? Well, we thought the blue was going to be in play. Anywhere but there.
Well, because the blue and black safe, he decided I'll have a go at this, and he might have got away with it, because I don't think the yellow passes the green. Clearly doesn't, as you can see. Not the best shot he's ever played. Judd can take this yellow on. He needs the yellow and green. Well, he'll need the brown to make absolutely certain. What's the difference? 17, 19, 22. So he'd need the brown also. But definitely worth trying to cut this in. Where's that cue ball? It's perfect. What a shot. Two. He can pot some balls, this boy, I can tell you. That was a terrific yellow.
The key thing when Stuart played the snooker behind the brown is getting yellow safe, and he didn't do that. He played the yellow in behind the pink and didn't get it.
No.
It looks like it's costing the frame. So barring snookers,
Judd Trump,
Judd Trump
9.
would have closed the gap to 2 frames. Trailing 8-6.
Two snookers needed, and one blue in the corner pocket, and it's on with the next frame. Now, bringing the black into play, why do you want to hit it that hard, Judd? There's only 2 snookers. The black's now in a better position for a snooker. Judd should have just made sure of the blue there. Play the exhibition shots when your opponent needs 3 or more snookers. Is that going to drift off? Oh, it's in the pocket. That's unlucky.
Foul. Judd Trump 5.
Yes, and he conceded so large into that break of 45. Judd Trump has closed the gap. He's back within 2 at 8-6.
Thank you. The 15th frame. Stuart Bingham to break.
So 2 more frames to be played. And as John Parrott says, if Stuart Bingham can take one of them, he'll be more than pleased. Just over 18 minutes, average frame time. Couple of tactical frames. But frames like the last one are so exciting. It's nice to see the player win with one visit, but those close fought frames are very tense and exciting.
Foul. And a miss. Judd Trump 4. Back.
Paul Collier, referee, just making sure the white's back where it was, and better to miss the red altogether. Yeah, he could see the red, that's for sure. Better to miss it altogether than hit it too thick and go in the pocket. Wobble in the jaws and stay in amongst them.
You could hit that full ball from where I look. That's what I'm going by. Have you got it on Hawkeye, Brendan? Yeah? All right, Judd. Thank you.
I think it's spot on there. Now, could he see a
Foul.
red full
And a
ball?
miss.
But because if
The
he could,
trump
the
full.
referee will warn him.
You have to warn this time, Stuart. If I have
Yep.
to call him, I would have warned
He
him.
knows that. He's smiling away. There is a red behind the pink that he could hit full ball, so... Well, he surely can't try the same shot again. It has happened before. I think the gentleman sitting in the studio, Steve Davis, lost a frame with 3 misses. It's not going to happen. Stuart Bingham. If that red doesn't pass the pink, it might not be all that bad. The red between the pink and black. If it doesn't go past the pink, he's done well there. And there you see, it doesn't. He's had a bit of a result, has Stuart, when he cannoned the black, because the white could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, there's a couple of reds in this pocket, as you can see, that pot, but fraught with danger and not bound to get onto a colour. So I think he'll have to play a safety shot. Stuart very fortunate there.
Yeah, he had to make sure he hit a red. He swerved around the green. He had no idea he was trying to find a gap there. But to cannon the black full ball and leave it awkward like this. Because he's got a red over either corner pocket, and he's got to be careful he doesn't leave that. So. Well, what a pot that was. Okay, he had a bit of safety in mind, but he went full-blooded for this, and he's on the green. I mean, what a shot that is. No. Was he up on that before he delivered the cue?
Judd Trump 1.
Let's have another look at this. Delivers the cue. No, he didn't get up until he knew he'd missed the pot. Careless.
Something about middle pockets with Judd. I know he's played a couple of brilliant pots in the middles, but I think that's the 4th shot in this session he's missed in the middle pockets. Goodness me, Stuart's played for the blue there. Completely mishit it.
Yeah, a little bit of adrenaline there, wasn't it? He overscrewed that.
If he's thinking about leaving just potting the brown and leaving the red at distance, there's plenty of reds to try and get through to get onto pink or black on his next shot. Now, what gap is he going to play for, Dennis? I'll leave this one to you.
5.
There is a gap there. You know, he won't finish where the line is, but there is a gap.
6.
red on the pink spot is available, but just screw back and play the one on the extreme left of the table. There's a lot of pressure on these kind of shots now, because Stewart's trying to protect his lead now going into tomorrow's final 2 sessions, and he knows he's going to open up at least a 2-frame gap if he wins this frame, possibly 4.
Well, that was a good solid pot there from Stuart Bingham. He really has played throughout this year's World Championship. Those are the sort of shots he was knocking in against Ronnie O'Sullivan.
A little slow cannon would be nice here, but he's played the slow roll through. The only reason I suggested playing the slow cannon into those 3 reds below the pink is because it would have opened the path of the pink into 2 or 3 pockets. At the minute he's going to have a lot of work to do.
17.
Once again, got into the cue ball a little bit too much, but he's still okay. You wanted to be 2 inches short of the middle pocket. And as you see here with the white travelling, it's just an inch before the middle pocket. And of course, that meant the cue ball was staying near the cushion. The previous shot, he could have played the cannon into the middle one of those 3 reds, and that would have opened them up, but he can't do it from this one.
$23. $24.
Still not perfect. Right angle on the pink. I presume one of those 2 reds below the pink spot will pot into the left-hand corner. That shot tells us he's on the outside red. Not a frame-winning chance yet.
30.
Where the balls are, it's awkward.
Just a little bit of movement in his eye line there, so doing the right thing, getting up and back down again. It's going to come up a little bit short.
31.
So he's going to have to go in and out of the balk area, but with the green off its spot, there's no problem for that shot. Got a good margin for error here to drop on a red. There's 4 reds he could drop on here. And that looks like he's dropped on the 2 to the right of the black spot.
36. $37.
That's opened the reds, and he's nicely on this red, and of course there's plenty of room now around the pink spot area, so things getting a little easier. He's getting ever close to that 9 frames he needs to take a lead into the final session, or final 2 sessions.
44. $50. $51.
Well, this is good, solid stuff from Stuart Bingham. Every time Judd Trump looks like he's going to get back and close to one frame behind, Stuart seems to slip into another gear. He's now one of the top players in the game, Stuart. And he looks very, very comfortable out there in his first ever Crucible semi-final.
It's a really success story, isn't it, for Stuart? He turned pro in 1995 and took 6 or 7 years to get into the top 16. It's only the last 3 or 4 years he's established himself as one of the game's great players. But this, the biggest title of all that he's striving to win.
58.
He's been very measured with this effort as well. He's not rushing in and giving himself the chance not to make a careless mistake. Just needs one more red. And Judd will require a snooker.
64.
He's doing it in style. He's doing it with one visit.
And played that perfectly. He can screw in behind those two reds to the opposite corner. Judd knows now he's going to be at least 2 frames behind. He's got to make sure it isn't 4. The last frame is of magnificent importance for Judd Trump.
71.
Well, he won the first session 5-3, Stuart Bingham, and he's got a chance to win this session 5-3 if he takes the last frame.
$78.
His highest break in this match has been a break of 89. He's done everything, only make a century break.
$85.
No century break, he won't be bothered about that. That was a magnificent effort of 85 from Stuart Bingham. He's got himself 3 in front again. It's 9-6. Jump.
Thank you. The final frame of this session, Judd Trump to break.
As already been said by Steve Davis and John Parrott, this is the most important frame of the match so far for Judd Trump. Surely cannot afford to go 4 frames behind. Long red is available. He's just coming around to see if he can get onto the pink in the middle, if he just floats it in. If nothing's available in the left-hand corner, he could play for the pink. Of course, the only problem is if you miss it, the red's going to jaw and you don't know where it's going to go. Oh, he's had a bit of good fortune again there. Goodness me. Why do they call him ball run, Dennis? Do you know?
Yeah, maybe this is one of the reasons. You get a decent run of the ball. And that's what he had there once he missed that pot. But listen, you get enough bad luck. So take advantage when things go right for you. But it's not safe by any means. I mean, but that was the problem for Judd. He was on the cushion, so he put everything into the pot and wasn't guaranteed to get on the black. But he doesn't want to be rushing things here. Good safety shot and wait. Be patient for your chance. Good shot.
Judd Trump 1.
And sometimes it's difficult to be patient whenever you see your opponent get a little bit of good fortune when they miss. But yeah, as the boys were saying, he's got a great team behind him, and Steve Feeney, and look at that shot there. No problem just to come off the cushion, land on the red behind the black. It's not going to reach, is it?
Foul and a miss. Stu Bingham 4.
Put it back. Yeah, I was just saying about his team behind him, and Steve Feeney, who he's been working with, his coach, and they had developed a technique called sight right, and it's a way of lining the shot up, and it works for Stewart, that's for sure. A couple of the golfers have tried it.
You can play off this red and run up into baulk, but once again, you don't want to be kissing into the green. You've got to make sure you don't kiss into any baulk colour. Now, has he left this long red on? He may have done.
I'll tell you what, though, there's a bit of pressure on this. 3 frames behind. Last frame of this session. He needs a JT special here. And he was on the black. Had he have rolled that in? But it wasn't easy. Played with a bit of drag there. He's eyeing up this pot up into the corner. Oh, no. Now where's the red going to finish? It's okay. Knew the reds were all covering each other, that's why he had to go at that, Stuart.
pleased with the cue ball not getting to the baulk cushion, because he knows now Judd should put him in trouble. He's looking at this pot red, but I can't see how he can get back to baulk. So surely he's playing safe. Well, there was a gap and he found it. Excellent. Needs to slow up. 1. And the gap between those two reds is only about 3 or 4 inches, but he knew that if he got anywhere near the pot, the gap was there.
Judd Trump 1.
Yes, he looked from that camera angle, there's no gap, but just look at the gap he got through the two reds, and obviously he'd have been playing to finish short of the baulk line. But got the desired snooker. Stewart's pretty pleased he didn't hit that hard enough, because he'd have gone past that red and that would have been on.
Yeah, he just had a look. There was a couple of possible pots, but nothing easy, so having it put back, he knows that...
Okay.
Well, I can't see Stewart leaving one on. I think he'll get closer this time to that red. Yeah, well played. I think Judd's going to try and keep things really tight here until he gets a chance, because he knows the importance of this final frame. The boys are back in the morning for the 3rd session, and then tomorrow evening this will be played to a conclusion.
They're so hard to play that, I mean, he's tight on the baulk cushion and that red was tight on the black cushion. And to risk playing it thin is always a little bit dangerous. And he's left them on now. Okay, the black's out of play.
One.
A couple of shots time when the pink is potted, will it go onto the black spot? He'd like the pink spot to be covered. There's the pink spot now. It may go on there, I'm not too sure. There's a chance here he could screw this in off the red that's next to it, and the other red could possibly flick the black into play, but he'll be playing for, I would think, the pink or the blue off this red.
Well, he's going to have to get some action on this. Well, the other one, it goes through the gap. That's even better. Easier to get round onto the pink from that one.
7.
Now, does that pink on its own spot? You would love it not to.
Yeah, you just got to use your judgment, haven't you? It doesn't look to be enough room, but we'll find out very shortly. Because it'll go on the black if there's not enough room there, and that will be available into one pocket. Paul Collier will come round and, well, maybe there is enough room.
13.
Loads of room.
$14.
Well, this is fascinating stuff. The pink now tied up, the black tied up. The red. Oh, is he on this red? Can he pot it in?
19.
Cannon the red away from the black? Has he got the angle to do that? He has. Oh, he hasn't got into it. He needed a little bit more screw. Might be touching the black.
Touching ball. Declare colour, please.
He could have hit the red half ball there. That was so careless not to get into the cue ball there. But it shows you what tension can do. Even the great players like Judd can misjudge a shot.
Brown ball.
Not touching, so playing the brown.
Should trump 20.
Now, is there a gap? Well, Paul Collier is having a good look from the other end. We're right down the line of it from this end. But he can't see the side of the red that he wants to get back up to the safety zone. He's looking at the potting angle, but and I can't see a red that he can nestle onto, because he'd like to play on the one behind the black. But let's see what Stuart's looking at. He's got very little.
Could he play off the one next to the pink, Dennis, and miss the pocket, go back into port, do you think? Off the right-hand side of that red?
Yeah, it looks like it would be an in-off. So he's looking at the side cushion now, but as I said, the black's in the way to land on the one near the cushion. He could go twice across and get to that one if he wanted.
I'm not too sure the two cushion escapes on, Dennis, the one he's looking for now. This is dangerous. This is really dangerous. Could kiss the pink into play and all sorts there. As good as anything, as long as the red's not on. He's had the result there.
Yeah, he wanted a thin edge off that to get the white back up the table. He knocked the red back up, but knocked it safe.
If it's been the first session, the scores were something like 2-all, they'd be taking this red on and screwing back into port. But is this too dangerous to play at this stage of the match?
Oh, he's got the cannon on the green and he hasn't got away with it. He's pushed the red near the right corner. It might have looked a little bit reckless, that, but it wasn't. It was quite a well-played shot. He's just unlucky that the red has jawed and pushed one over the corner.
Just whether Stuart's going to play to kiss that red on the back cushion and stay on black and blue. That's what he's played to do. He's missed the red. I didn't see him missing that.
Oh, he may have got away with this again, you know. Although there's a red near the left middle. He played the shot you called, Willie. He's seen a chance there to get him in, but he could have left it easier than this. Has he got a slight angle on this one?
One.
Just needs one good shot to get himself into prime position. And that's a pretty good shot, I can tell you, under the circumstances.
4. 5.
Red's nicely placed. That's the target, 62 points.
11.
And if he can't take this frame and just be 2 behind, what a day we're in for tomorrow. As I mentioned earlier, morning session and then finish tomorrow
18.
evening. It could be a fascinating day
19.
at the Crucible tomorrow.
47 points in front, 67 remaining. 2 more reds, 2 colours.
25.
And it'll level the session at 4-4. And more importantly, only be 2 behind and not 4.
26.
Showing a lot of composure here, Judd. He hasn't rushed around the table. He's made sure.
32.
And he's got a big bounce off the cushion there.
33.
Trying to hold for the red. He almost missed the pink
39.
there.
40.
And that puts the frame beyond any doubt, so we now know there's only going to be 2 frames in it when they come back tomorrow morning.
Well, he can play as naughty a snooker as he wants now, because
45.
the frame is well and truly over.
46.
Only the 1 century in this session, but both players scoring quite heavily when they get in. And just played to flick this over the pocket. It was quite a normal safety shot, a normal attacking shot, wasn't it? Unlucky.
51.
Wonderful what he gets so much action on the ball. Did well to cut this one in though.
52.
Come on, Willie, that was a piece of cake, that. He'll roll this one in the corner. I thought he was going to hammer it, and he didn't. He has rolled it in the corner.
Now, will he screw in and out right past the black spot here?
55.
Oh, it's gone boring all of a sudden.
57.
He fooled us all with that green.
60.
Oh, he's fully stretched for this one.
64.
Right, pick a pocket. Pick a pocket or 2.
Oh, what a shame, but that naughty snooker came right at the end when he made sure he won the frame. Good session of snooker with Stuart Bingham. Judge Trump will be quite pleased though. He only trails by 2 going into tomorrow's morning 3rd session.
That's as much as we've got. That's as much.